This weekend was the FNCS Global Championships, which was held at the city of Dequines-Charpieu in France. In this video I'll be going through what happened in each game of Globals, and how Peterbot's team did bad, and also the storyline of why the crowd hates Peterbot so much. When Game 1 started, all the teams in Globals had these landing spots. While Peterbot's team with Cold and Ritual landed on nothing, Poyo's team had an overpowered landing spot at Demon's Debris that also had the Spring Leg Medallion, which gives a player the ability to double jump and gives fall damage immunity, and so because of the uncontested landing spot and the loot from the drop. Everyone predicted that Poyo's team would finish first in this FNCS Grand Finals, and during this competition, there was an underdog team of Darm, Demas and Pixie. This team had never played at a LAN Globals competition, and they have only competed in 2 European Grand Finals before this, but everyone still called them the underdogs of the competition since they got 3rd and a 5th place in both of those competitions as a newly formed trio. The veteran World Cup winner Booga got dropped by his former trios, and thus he failed to qualify for Globals at LAN for the very first time in his career. During Game 1, Vico's team was shown contested by Kyota's team from Asia landing at Canyons Crossing. Kyota himself currently has 8 FNCS wins in Asia with an average LAN result of 42nd, while Vico has 7 wins from the European region with an average LAN result of 9. After landing, Vano's team immediately got a kill on Riddle Rise. Swizzy and Maristache landed at the Hive, where they were killing the Snake boss that gave 4 Slurps a mythic revolver shotgun and a medallion, and later Peterbot rushed a team that had 15-year-old Victor V from NA West. Victor V saw Peterbot king him and full pieced him and knocked him.
Revive, he's challenging the wall. Victor V trying to do what he can to defend.
When Peterbot died, Cold went back and stayed with Ritual. On the other side, 2 EU teams contested each other at Rangers Ruin, where Tayson won his off-spawn fight against Vestroki and Pablo. Clicks, Higgs and Iamzo were currently fighting Cooper, Curly and Reet. Reet, being the only controller player in the whole tournament, decided that his Storm Surge was enough, and so he's decided to leave Clicks' team. At the end game of Game 1, Queasy, Swizzy and Maristache decided to take height, while they currently were 1000 above the damage threshold, and this was a smart play because in trios teams had 4500 mats, which is 450 builds, enough to keep height early until the end of the endgame. This team just had to be careful not to get chopped out of height by any of the teams below. On low ground, Vano's team managed to get a knock on Vanyak, and Malbuka was clutching as a solo, getting 2 kills with 600 damage above the storm threshold. And MR Savage himself was currently doing good, making it to the endgame. Later, Tayson's team took height instead and were dominating with it. Reason killed Swizzy and Chap. Clicks' team died on 8th place, and a Brazilian team was on height, and Kanata's team were getting ready to win the game with Boltzy leading the attack with the most damage in the tournament so far. Kanata was so happy, just check his reaction at the end of Game 1. But even after the Game 1 win, Kanata's team were still not on first place. Tayson's team had more kills and therefore led the competition with the most points. This goes to show how much kills matter rather than placement in Globals. In Game 2, Vano's team had their first big fight against Kyota's team, where Vico killed 1 Asian player while the team took Flixie in return. Later in the endgame, Queasy's team took height, and this time they kept it, and played it perfectly. They damaged all the teams. Flying and rotating below, Chino team contested them for height but went back down after when Queasy's team killed Pablo. King and team from Brazil dominated on the low ground, while Swizzy's team continued spraying players on the low ground from height. All of France at the crowd was happy since they all supported the team at M8, and at this point, Swizzy's team had 10 kills, just from killing the teams below. Swizzy went down after trying to pop a slurp, but his team continued to spray on height and get a few elims until they won the game. Now here's why most people love M8 and hate Peterbot. M8 was a French team located around Europe, and since the tournament was held in France, most people loved M8 and hated Peterbot since he was very boastful and cocky about his FNCS wins. He even stole Clicks' clear FNCS win back in Major 2 of NA Grand Finals by rushing his team off spawn and killing them to have a lead after day 1, and even after Clicks managed to catch up on day 2. It wasn't enough since Peterbot paid the last place team to die to them so that they can have extra kills and points to win this. If Peterbot didn't get the free kills, then Clicks wins FNCS by 1 point, This made clicks report them to Epic until they eventually got banned, and for these reasons people hate peterbot and call him the villain of FNCS since he's ruined so many people's FNCSs. Although the cheating accusations were removed from Pete since he won Globals 1 year back, the crowd from Europe still hated him and rather supported their region at France. And so whenever peterbot died or did bad, then they would be celebrating. After Game 2 ended, Queasy, Merstash and Swizzy went from 6th place to 1st place because of their Game 2 win. Kanada's team stayed on 2nd and Clix's team finally joined the top 10. And so far by Game 3, top players like peterbot and Poyo both have a little amount of points, while Clix's team with Yamzo and Hings currently has 78 points and currently made it to the endgame once again. Mr. Savage is currently on his best placement on this LAN tournament, and he's looking to get a top 5 finish. Merstash's team took height again and are looking to get their second win. The team currently has 6 kills split among them, with 1,800 damage above the storm surge, and the team's IGL Queasy uses the crash pad while his team follows him from behind. They keep height after crash padding by landing on top of the enemy builds. Vanyak's team contests for height, but Swizzy sprays Vanyak's teammate Marius until he was one shot, and in this way Vanyak's team drop down, and Swizzy's team keep height. Mr. Savage makes it to the endgame again with his team, and Vanyak then contests for height again only to get killed by Merstash. The underdog first-time finalists of Pixie Darm and Demas make it to the endgame on low ground, until it's a 3 versus 3. And then Queasy's team get the back-to-back with 16 eliminations between them. And so after Game 3, Quessy's team leads the competition with over 100 points between 1st and 2nd, and here Pixie Darm and Demas get a 5th place, moving up 13 places after that game, while Clix's team moves up to 6th, while Vanyak's team creeps into the top 10. Poyo, Acorn and Azurus are currently doing bad on the leaderboard, but peterbot is doing even worse, and at this point, people are saying that peterbot is washed. In Game 4, Chino's team with Pablo and Fredoxy were currently fighting. Tayson himself even gets a knock on Pablo, and the fight then continues on like this, with Tayson's team winning the fight. When the endgame starts, Boltzy, Rapid and Kanada immediately die, losing their lead on 2nd place, and at the endgame Swizzy, Quessy and Merstash set themselves on height again, and later they get the last few kills until the win. And so they have an unstoppable lead on 1st place with back-to-back game wins. And so it's safe to say that they have practically won the competition with almost a 200-point lead. Chap Reason and Mersavage are also currently doing well at 4th with 184 points. And in Game 5, after 4 games, Merstash currently has 0 shotgun damage, which shows that all the kills that he has got was from spraying on the high ground. On Game 5 endgame, Kanada and Bolts are left standing while Rapid is completely dead. Malabuka died and Swizzy's team took height again, and so far both M8 teams are in the top 8, while Clix's team is holding strong at 5th place, and Vano, Vico and Flixie then take the Game 5 win with 9 kills between them. And this made the jump 9 places in the leaderboard up to 4th place. And so far in the tournament, peterbot's team is currently flopping around last place with only 31 points. In Game 6, Fredoxy, Pablo, and Chino manages to clean out Taeyeon's team, and this allows Chino to have the most kills in the tournament, and Vano's team die off spawn wiped out by the Asian team, and now they lose their 4th place lead in the last game. And during FNCS, since fighting is such a risk, teams rather build bases high up looking for damage, and so they can get surge without the risk of dying, and even if they get knocked, the other team doesn't rush since they would residential before they even arrive. Anyways, in the endgame, Fredoxy, Pablo and Chino are keeping height. They get a few kills until the end where they lock in the win on the last game, and they also get a 20 bomb, which is crazy for a LAN tournament. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to give it a like so I can make more.